I probably left a bit of my life and soul in that O2 arena. And there was moments in that fight where I could have shied away and I could have give up.
Cut, right hook.
There's a big
my God.
left eye of Molly McCann.
Yeah, all right.
So I had broken orbital bone, ripped tear duct, ripped sinus, split eyelid, do you know what I mean? And I just didn't give up. She put her hands in me plaits and pulled me to knee me in the head. You see me go, come on then, and like we just sit in the pocket for a bit and have a go. I couldn't see how far away she was. There's some backhands that hit my eye and I just felt the bone crack again. I just knew if I give in here, it's done.
She really has continued to improve all the way through her career. She still maintained that.
And then when I heard the klaxon for the last 10, I just put my finger up to it and ran away. Because I thought, aha, you still tried to cheat and couldn't beat me with one eye. With one eye you couldn't beat me.
What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. Wow. As you saw at the start of this video, my main chick, number one chick, Molly McCann, exposes Billy Ho Saunders. Now, many people said, I made a video showing how Josh Taylor, the Tartan Tornado, true fighting man, exposed Billy Ho Saunders, because when he fought Prograis, he had a massive pork pie hanging off his eyeball. He had zero visibility, not blinking, not laying it on thick for the doctor, zero visibility, couldn't open his eye, could Josh Taylor. Still, a true warrior, he found a way to win. That's what warriors do. That's what the people do that Billy talks about being. Billy talks about being the guy that Josh Taylor was against Prograis. Yeah? However, people said, YB, it's different. His eye wasn't broken. His was just swelling. As if he'd know that at the time. Does that make sense? When Billy Ho got hit, you don't know it's broken. And by the way, the doctor said it's fine. So, from Billy Ho's point of view, he's just been reassured by doctors. He only got hit in that 9th round, by the way. It's not like, oh, well, YB, he soldiered on for 5 rounds and battled through and finally succumbed to his wounds. He got hit in the round. 90 seconds later, he hopped out. And the doctor cleared him, said he'd be fine. So from Billy Ho's point of view, I don't care what no one says. He was blinking. He could see out of his eye. He had his eye still. Had a bit of bruising. Billy had a bit of bruising. JT had no eye. Literally. And still fought on, not only to carry on, but to win as well. Because some people fight on and lose, but he fought on to win. A true champion. Now, you know what? Based on that, I'll give you man that one. Oh, YB, well, it wasn't broken. So, you know, Billy, and people tell me, oh, YB, it's completely different because Alvarez knew he broke it. So, Alvarez has x-ray in his hand and, oh, he knew it was broken. Okay, you know what? Let me give you it then. I'll give you it. You're right. Billy's was the worst ever, but Billy, he had all the excuses. 2-2s. I'm minding my business, and this is how we know that God exists. This is how we know there's always fate. I'm minding my own business, watching TV, and I see a BBC MMA female documentary. A documentary about UFC women. Yeah? 2-2s. My main chick, my main woman, Molly McCann, rocks up in a UFC fight. And it shows her injury. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And they say it was a broken orbital. And then you see how vicious the injury was. And then to add insult to injury, not only did she have a vicious injury, for a full 8 minutes, she battled through. But literally, as you saw at the start of this video, she's getting clobbered in it. Elbows, knees. It's horrible to watch. But the reason, and again, she actually goes on to win the fight as well. But the reason this is so paramount to be brought up is the fact that people said, oh, YB, it's completely different. His eye was broken. Well, so was hers. Hers was broken. Did she give up? Did she roll over? Did she fold? Did she look for a way out? Did she start blinking? No, she couldn't blink. Her pork pie didn't have no eye in it. She couldn't blink. How can you... Listen, have you managed... If you showed me a pork pie blinking, I'll believe you. I've never seen one blink in my life. Billy Ho was blinking. He had no pork pie. Molly McCann had full pork pie. Not only pork pie, hers was also leaking. Hers was leaking the B word. Which means that... Imagine that. You can't see for all intents and purposes, you're blind out of one eye. It's leaking, and she's battling through like a warrior, a true warrior. Bottom line, I was about to say a true female warrior, but she's not a true female warrior. She puts the men to shame. She puts so-called men like Billy to shame. Bottom line, Billy was hopping out. Didn't want no more. Got touched once and hopped out 90 seconds later. Meanwhile, Molly McCann, in there battling away, getting kneed and all sorts, found a way to win. True warrior. She is held in the most utmost of warriors, putting men to shame. Bottom line, not that women can't, but she did. End of the day, she put men to shame. Most men like Billy hop out. Don't want no more. See you later. I'm out of here. Yeah. Molly in there battling away, getting licked on it, and keep pushing through. So don't at me no more. Oh, YB, you know, it was broken. Hers was broken. She found a way. And guess what? She never talked all that stuff either. She never criticised no one else. She decided to do her talking in the ring. You know what? I'm not going to sit there and say, go out on your back. Oh, go out on your back, brother. Oh, go out on your back. Oh, I'm not going to do all that. Instead, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fight to win. If my eye gets bust, I'm going to give her my other eye. This chick Molly was happy to give her other eye as well to win. Like I said, in terms of heroic performances, this is up there to all time. Molly McCann's, and no matter what she does in her career, she'll be a Hall of Fame warrior, no doubt. Because her eye was bust. People say things like, well, YB, you know, like when Ebony Bridges had a similar eye, and they say, well, YB, she wasn't being hit by Alvarez. Neither was Billy. Billy didn't get hit again. What are you talking about? Billy got hit once and hopped out. He wasn't getting hit by Alvarez on it. He didn't get hit again. He jumped out. And besides, okay, fine then, you're right, she wasn't fighting Alvarez. But guess what? Alvarez wasn't using his knee, was he? And I reckon a knee from a woman is more or less the same as a hand with a glove on. Bare bones knee, no padding, no 10 ounces of padding on there. No, pure knee, pure kicks, pure elbows, straight on it, straight on her pork pie. It's horrible to watch, but that's what makes it so courageous. I can't even watch it, and she was living it. And not only was she, what gets me most gas as well for her spirit, and I hope she becomes successful because these are the people who deserve it. But either way, the reason it made me so inspiring to watch is because she's actually thriving off it. She gets her pork pie gets bust, and then she's in there digging away. Do you know what I mean? She's getting stuck in. The way she personified the things, yeah, that Billy talked about. Billy talked about going out on your back. Billy talked about if I lose one eye, I'll give her my other eye. If I got no hands, no feet, no legs. And she was actually living it. She was doing it. She was in there thriving, loving it. You could see it in there. It was quite again, it was amazing to watch. I've never seen, or very rarely do we see things like that. Unfortunately, most people don't even know, myself included. It was only by chance I caught the documentary. But I'm glad I did see it, because wow, amazing. The levels some people are prepared to go to win. She was in there and loving it, thriving she was, even though she had no eye. Just in there digging away and getting stuck in. And that led her to win. And she, in the documentary, and I think you man should check it out, but in the documentary, she says that, listen, I got bills to pay. I couldn't afford to lose. It wasn't a case of, oh, I've been hit once, I'm going to hop out. Yeah? She needed it. And you can see it on her. Billy talked about being a warrior, talked about bare knuckle. Guess what? Molly, she was actually doing bare knuckle. How about, never mind, you know what, Billy? Keep your bare knuckle. I'll raise you. How about bare knee? How about bare elbow? Yeah? How about bare knuckle? How about 4-ounce gloves? Oh, YB, he was getting hit by Alvarez. What, 10-ounce gloves? How about 4 ounces? Yeah? How about a knee? You man don't want to know, do you now? No. Yeah? What you'll do, I can't wait to see what next excuses you man come up with. Because you man love excuses. Oh, YB but this, but that. Listen, end of the day, Billy got bopped and hopped. Yeah? In terms of levels of it, Billy is the bottom. I told you man before, but I'll tell you again. Billy is a certified bottom. And people like Molly are tops. She rocked in there, and she already knew, whether she did or didn't, there weren't no giving her. Yeah? There weren't no give. She weren't prepared to say no more. She didn't even, the way she was fighting in there, genuinely, I don't think she knew the word no. The way she, like, for example, yeah, sometimes people get injured and they kind of gingerly move around. She was fighting as if she had 3 eyes. It was, like I said, it's crazy to watch. She weren't, most people, myself included, if I got bopped, I'll be moving, at best, if I didn't jack, I'll be moving gingerly. I'll be thinking, you know what, and that's what Billy did, to be fair. Billy got bopped, yeah, and then started skeeting around the side of the ring. Not wanting to engage. Molly got bopped and she wanted more. She was begging for her other eyes to get took as well. It's crazy to watch. And I just hope and pray that people like her kind of see the reward of that. I hope she does reach the top, because, you know what I'm saying, if I had the ability, I think Dana, if I was Dana, yeah, I'd give her a bonus. I don't know, 50 grand. Because I think there should be a bonus for them kind of things. There should be a heart bonus. Yes, we've got fight of the night bonus and whatnot in the UFC, but there should be a, you know what I'm saying, a grittiness bonus. For people who are prepared to put their body on the line like that in such a way, that should be another bonus as well. Because, at the end of the day, that there, as a fan, is inspiring to watch. To see someone with them kind of injuries just warrioring on and loving it in there, you don't see that every day. Maybe a few times a decade you get to see them kind of performances. Because most people, Billy, get bopped and they hop. So hats off to Molly McCann, and any of you, man, who are into UFC or whatever, certainly go and check her Instagram out or whatever and subscribe and try and give her a little bit of a following and whatnot, innit? Obviously. Oh, and also, before I go, whilst I was in production, I realised that another thing's been exposed here. Molly Mann also, guess what? Provided proof of her actual injuries. You see her in hospital. You see her eye in a proper harness because it's actually damaged, broken to whatever. Billy Ho claims his cheek was broken, this was broken, that was broken. Next thing you know, he's driving around with his kids 2 weeks later, and he's flying home 2 days later, and he's had it operated on immediately. It's all BS. Can't do it. All BS. Molly Mann's exposed it all. No doubt. Yeah? Her injuries are bona fide. You guess what? She weren't taking no video 2 weeks later and show it and having no injuries, because her thing, as you've seen throughout the collage of the photos I've used in this video, her injury lasted for about 2 months, 3 months. You could see it visibly. You can see the stitches she's got in her eye. There weren't no magic, you know what I'm saying? You can bet your bomb dollar Molly McCann weren't putting videos out and no one can see no damage. Her damage was evident, because guess what? It exists. Billy Ho, magically, 2 weeks later, can't see no evidence of nothing. So don't at me no more. Complete fake. Molly McCann exposed it. True Warrior exposed it. You can see all of hers. Not a bit. Listen, what we do know is, people say, YB, no, I saw it. Billy's was, bro. Listen, what we do know is, not one person was ever saying Molly didn't have one. Does that make sense? You can't deny Molly, because it's in front of your face. You can't miss it. Billy, don't no one know. And no one's seen not a lick of evidence. Nothing. No pictures at the hospital. No x-rays. No pictures weeks later. And Billy alleges his was worse than Molly's. Get out of here, you muppet. What a mupp. And, by the way, what makes me so angry is the fact that by people lying about their injuries, it devalues other people. Does that make sense? People like Molly, who really did have it and went through it, it's almost like people who make out they've got CANCER. Oh, you know what I mean? One of them fake people looking for attention. Everyone else who's really going through it, it devalues it. Like it's common or something. No, these injuries aren't common. It's not common for a fighter to have these things and have to actually deal with it. Billy pouncing around the place, flying around and driving around 2 weeks later. Clearly he hasn't got it, has he? If he did, he'd be at home resting up because he can't see still. Or his eyes all bust up. Yeah? So, that's what we do know. Molly, #1 champion, no doubt. Oh, and guess what? Ironically as well, you can see Molly in the passenger seat of her car, because she can't drive, obviously. She can't drive because her eyes bust. Another classic thing, and this picture was taken about 2 weeks later as well. So why is it Molly can't drive, but Billy's prancing around the place, racing around? Yeah? And with Molly's eye, oh, YB, well, he's got glasses on, you can't see. Guess what? You put Molly's in glasses, you're going to know it's still bust up. So get out of here lying. We're sick of it now. Stop trying to lie, trying to cover your stuff up, Billy. Billy, you're jacked and you're a bottom. You are a bottom, Billy. There aren't many people who are weaker than you. Bottom line. You get hit once and you hop out. Who can't do that? I'm pretty sure I can do that. I'm pretty sure I can get hit once and hop out. So why does Billy get respect for? I don't get that. Anyone can get hit once and hop out. Who can't do that? Explain to me who can't do that. I can do that. I can say, listen, I'll tell you what. Yeah, this is the equivalent. I'll tell you what, guys. Tell you what to do. YB, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't dare do it. Wouldn't I? You pay me $8 million and see if I won't do it. Innit? Think about it for a second. Because all of us fans here, we always get, oh, well, you're not a fighter. Oh, well, you're not this, you're not that. Guess what? Molly did it for 10 grand. She went through all that. Billy had retirement level money, so he could have said to himself, you know what? I've got enough to retire. Let me leave it all out here. Let me leave everything I've got out here. Molly can't retire. She needs to be able to fight another day, but that didn't matter to her. Or if it did, she fought through anyway, in spite of it. Billy had retirement level money and hopped out. So when people say things, when people at me and say, YB, you wouldn't do it, wouldn't I? Try me then. One of you, man, get me $8 million in escrow and see if I won't do it. I'll go in there with AJ or whoever you want. For $8 million, I'm happy to take a bang off anyone. Well, to be fair, it wouldn't even be a bang, it'd be a boxing fight. Yeah, I'll put it this way, I'm willing to have a boxing fight with 10-ounce gloves on with anyone you want for $8 million. Go on, try me. Any of you men out there, if you want to see YB get whooped, try it. Let's do it then. I'll sign up. Where can I sign up? And in fact, not anyone. They've got to be my weight as well, because Billy was fighting someone his weight. Oh, and by the way, Alvarez was also 3 inches smaller. So there we go. You find me someone 3 inches smaller, my own weight, pay me $8 million, and I'll fight him. How about that? Because that to me don't sound, the way people make it, oh, YB, you wouldn't do it, and, well, Billy's got to get respect as a fighter. Why does he? I don't get that. I'd do it. So the fact that I'd do it, I'm happy to do it. I'm genuinely, if any of you man have got 8 mil to spare, and you want to see me get whooped, please find someone, anyone you want. My weight and 2 inches smaller. Happy to do it, no problem. Because truth be known, I'll probably whoop them anyway. That's the thing. I ain't going out like Billy. Yeah? So, when you actually think about the actual maths of it, what Billy done is, I can't even lie to you, I'll put myself above Billy, truth be known. Because for 8 million, I think I'd have pushed through a little bit more. And if you, like I said, if you man disagree, let's just set it up, let's run it. Let's run it. Find me 8 million and find an opponent, and let's run it. Let's see what the YB does or doesn't do. Oh, now all of a sudden you don't want to do it, do you? Oh, you ain't got 8 million, well shut up then. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Because the money's got to be the same. Because that's what Billy was doing. Put the YB in the same circumstances as Billy, and we'll see what I do. I'm telling you, I reckon I'll dig deeper than Billy did. I'll last more than 8 rounds. How about that? And he's been doing it his whole life as well. So it's kind of questionable, really, when you think about it. For that much money, you couldn't have pushed a little bit more. After all the talking you did. Wow. Billy going that bad. Real bad.